Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial series. This time we're looking at chapter 3 problems from our BUS 325 investment course. In this playlist I'm going to take you through some of the problems that we have selected to practice for this chapter, starting with problem number 12. So let's read the problem together. It says, suppose you short sell 100 shares of IBM, now selling for $200 per share. What is your maximum possible loss? And what happens to the maximum loss if you simultaneously place a stop buy order at $210? Now, before I start answering this question, it's important for me to that you understand what is meant by short selling, right? So, when dealing with the stock market, typically the normal scenario that we are probably all familiar with is that you buy a stock. Okay, let's take the same example. I've already created a chart here for illustration purposes. Let's say that you want to buy IBM. Typically, let's say you buy it at $200 today. You will be hoping that the stock price is going to go up, and then maybe you sell again, let's say here around whatever that might be, 210 for example. Okay, this scenario is called going long on IBM shares. So you're betting that the stock is going to increase in price, so you buy it today and hopefully sell it later for a higher price. But when you short sell the stock, you're taking the opposite position. It's called the short position. So basically what you do is that you sell the stock today for this price. And how do you sell a stock that you don't own? You borrow the stock and sell it right away, okay? And you hope that the stock is going to go down in price, and then hopefully you buy it again later at a lower price, and with that you make this price difference right here, right? This is going to be your profit, okay? So when you go long, you profit when the stock goes up in price. When you go short, you profit when the stock goes down in price. Okay? So to answer the first question, what is the maximum, or what is your maximum possible loss when you short sell? The answer is you are going to lose money when you short sell the stock here and the stock goes up in price. Why are you going to lose money in that scenario? Because in either scenario, you're going to have to buy the stock again at a later date. Let's say around here. So if the stock goes up in price, you're going to have to buy it again for a higher price. And that price difference is going to be your loss. Okay? So in theory, what is the maximum possible loss when you short sell the stock today and you're going to have to buy it later? The maximum possible loss is going to be unlimited. Why? Because there's no limit on how much the price can go up to, right? It could increase from 200 to 210, maybe 250, maybe it goes up all the way to 3,000, 7,000 per share, 20,000 per share. There's no upper limit on the price, okay? There is a floor when it goes down to zero, right? But there's no upper limit. It could go up to whatever. So when you go long on the stock, you buy it today and hold on to the stock, your loss is limited. It could go down from 200 to $0, and that would be your maximum loss. Okay? But the maximum profit you might generate is unlimited. So what happens when you go short on the stock? You borrow the stock today and you want to buy it again. You borrow it today and sell it, and you want to buy it again at the future. Your profit, remember, for short position, this is your profit area. The more it goes down, the better, because the cheaper you're going to buy it again. Okay, so the profit is going to be limited by this in case you are short selling, but your loss is going to be unlimited. The stock could go up to whatever price, right? So to answer this, part A, what is your maximum possible loss? We could say something like, in theory, the maximum possible loss is unlimited. So the answer to part A. Now let's read part B. It says, what happens to the maximum loss if you simultaneously place a stop buy order at 210? Okay, so you short sell the stock here at 200, but at the same time you place a stop buy order, let's say around here, at 210. So after you short sell the stock, you borrow it and sell it. Let's say it started going up in price. What will happen once the stock price hits 210? The stop buy order is going to be executed. So you're going to buy the stocks again at $210, right? So that means this is going to limit your loss by this area. You borrow the stock here, you sell it right away for $200 per share. It goes up in price to 210. You're going to have to buy it again at 210. So your loss in this scenario is going to be limited by this difference, the $10 difference, right? So in scenario B, the maximum loss is going to be limited to $10 per share. How did I get this $10? It's $210, which is the purchase price to cover the short selling position, minus the initial cash flow we have generated from short selling. Okay, so that's $10. However, remember, we have short sold 100 shares. So that $10 loss is going to be multiplied or magnified by a factor of 100 because we have short sold 100 shares. So the $10 loss multiplied by 100 shares. Okay. Thus, maximum loss, is going to equal $1,000. All right. And of course, there's another way to calculate it, which is by taking the total cash flow, the initial cash flow. So we borrow the stocks here. We sell them right away for $200 per share multiplied by 100 shares. So that's going to be $20,000. This is the amount of money that we generate from the short selling. And once we buy again at this price level, 210 multiplied by 100 shares, that's going to be $21,000. Okay, so we generate $20,000 from the short selling, and to cover we spend $21,000. So the maximum loss in this scenario is the difference between the cash inflow and the cash outflow, which is $1,000, and you'll get the same answer that we have generated here. Okay, I hope that you found this tutorial useful. This is how you solve problem number 12 from chapter 3. If you still have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. I'll try my best to answer any questions that you might write down there. And until I see you in the next tutorial, take care.